Upstate Music Mind, Season 5, Episode
10.
Upstate Music Mind. I'm in an upstate state of mind at last. On the Upstate Music Mind podcast.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. We are
That was 5 yeses, I think.
5, 6, 7 yeses.
5 for Season 5, Episode 10. It's your boys, Ryan Stearns and Dr. Love Beatz.
The RC Cola Brothers.
The RC Cola Brothers and a new brother to the show, Bill. Why don't you introduce Bill?
Ladies and gentlemen, we're trying something brand new today. If you didn't notice, we got faces for podcasts. So we're getting videos here. And I got a brand new friend, just became friends with this guy back in December. His name's Bill Kerrigan. We work together at Duncan's Hardware Store. Shout out.
How you doing?
Bill does video. He has his own podcast, WNGK. You can check it out on Spotify.
WNGK Radio, yes.
WNGK Radio.
There it is.
And Bill has just became a really good friend of mine, and he's talented with the stuff that I'm not talented in at all. Video, production, engineering. He has an eye for it, a knack for it. And Bill, dude. So you're flipping from Philly.
From Philly, moved down to Florida when I was 10.
And now,
pretty much Florida homeboy down there.
For a long time.
Yeah.
So like when I just got back from Florida, we were talking about all those Florida dates down there, like that we just played.
Where at in Florida, Bill?
Sarasota, Bradenton.
Okay, cool.
Everybody asked him that too. Sarasota. You know?
Sarasota.
Mm-hmm.
And then moved up to the Upstate like 2 years ago.
Yeah, about 2 years ago, yes.
2 years ago ish. And so, he's new to the scene, but he just came to the radio room, checked out Who Am I?
Yep.
Did a video for Who Am I break, so check that out there. And Bill, tell everybody the name of your video company. What's it called?
Plethora Films.
Plethora
YouTube.
Films. So you're watching this on Plethora Films
Yes.
YouTube right now anyway, so you know that. But for all the listeners out there, so you know. But Bill's also got a really cool thing, man. He's overcome a lot, dude. The dude had a stroke and couldn't walk or talk for 5 years.
Or speak.
Wow. And now he's working. He's fully functioning. He can't use his hand as well as he used to, but he's overcome so much to get where he is. So let that be an inspiration to all you out there that you can, no matter where you're at, if you're listening to this, and you can't talk or walk right now and you have hope, you can do it one day. Bill did it.
Oh, thank you.
That's amazing. I did not know that. That's
I wanted to save that for the show.
Wow. Like I'm kind of
See, the only thing good about it is I'm left-handed. My left hand. My right hand is everything else dumb for everything, so.
Yeah, and it's like not even really noticeable. You wouldn't really notice it. It's just like in certain things. It's like he's like, dang, I can't get a grip on that like I want to.
It's like I'm totally drunk most of the time, but once you realize that I come with a stroke, that's what he's got. He's not totally drunk most of the time, but still.
Yeah, but so he has a podcast. When we were talking about video and stuff, and me and Ryan have been talking about doing video for a while. So it's just
we haven't had any video production. The only thing we did do with Brando Jones Films is we did a couple interviews at the Spinning Jenny, and they set up a camera, and we did kind of some casual stuff like that. But we've never done an actual video format, so this is new for us. I'm trying to get used to looking at stuff. Instead of my hands or at Beatz the whole time.
I'm wondering how many UMMPod listeners never knew what we looked like is what I'm wondering about. Even though I'm not like, most of our people, we have Instagrams. No, it's not that you can't find me at Dr. Love Beatz on anything.
I feel like we're kind of like Wilsoning this from Home Improvement because we got shit covering our face here and then we got hats and like they barely can see actually what we look like, I feel like right now.
Dude, I can't believe you just said that. Me and Mindy just started watching Home Improvement. We're on season 3.
Dude,
yes.
That's awesome, though. What a classic show that is.
So good. JTT, Tim Allen.
All the kids had 3 names. It was funny, right?
Weird. I didn't
Jonathan
notice
Taylor
that.
Thomas, Zachary, Ty, Brian, and Mark, whatever his name was.
But Bill, since I started working at the hardware store, all these tool time things started coming up. Like somebody was like, "Hey, do y'all sell Benford tools?" And I was like, what the heck? And they were like, Tool Time. And I was like, all right. And I was like, wait, me and Mindy, we got to start watching this again.
It's a fictional thing.
There's so much of there's so many things that are coming in to the Tool Time and from my real life. It's so wild.
That is hilarious. That's awesome. Last Man Standing, by the way.
It's good.
That's a good one. It's like a version of it, but with girls. Like he has 3 girls. But anyway.
Fozzie J told me it was good. So shout out. Yeah. Tim Allen, we'd love to have you on the show sometime.
Yeah, Tim. He's coming next month on the show. We'll tell you the date when we lock it in. All right, dude. Music. We got to get to music.
Dude,
here on the Music
we
Mind.
got to get back to it. We got to get back to the. Okay, yeah. So today's guest, he's a good friend of mine. His name's Chris. Not sure about his last name. We're gonna find out from him.
Sarasoli is my best attempt at pronunciation there.
He works at Practice Pad. You've also heard him in Kick Snare Crash. He is the keyboard player in that band. But before that, man, he's always had a solo project that I didn't even know about, and just recently he released a song. So I'm gonna quit talking about it and just get to him.
Yeah. Really quick though, Chris Vandalay is the other thing that we thought we saw and read correctly. So another throwback to '90s Art Vandalay, Seinfeld reference. I just had to throw that in there because we were talking about '90s shows, and I know me and Bill were talking about that a few minutes ago. All right.
Y'all connected on the Seinfeld level. I know we got our Seinfeld listeners out there.
Yes.
All right, Chris, we're going to find out what your last name is as we call you right now. This is Chris of the Chris Vandalay Project.
Nice.
The suspense builds.
Hello.
Hey, is this Chris from the Chris Vandalay Project?
It is indeed.
Hey, what's up? This is Dr. Love Beatz, and I got my good friend Bill Kerrigan and Ryan Stearns with me. How you doing today?
Good, man. What's going on, guys?
What's up, buddy?
Chris, I can't even act like we ain't buddies, dude. Dude, I'm so
Yeah, I
glad
know,
to
I
have
know.
you on the show. Like, I'm trying to put on a front like this is some kind of radio. Nah, we buddies, dude, and I'm so
That's right.
awesome and so glad that you're on the show, dude.
Hey, listen, man. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, we're definitely buddies. I appreciate you trying to act all professional and everything.
So
I'm going to try to do the same.
we did get it right. It is the Chris Vandalay Project, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And is it inspired by Art Vandalay? We have to know.
Well, you know what? I had a band called the Vandalays. So, a roundabout answer to your question, we did name, as a joke, we did use the Art Vandalay thing and called ourselves the Vandalays. Plus, I like the way it sounded. I don't know.
It's nice.
So, so then I kind of took it from there and took it on as a pseudonym for myself. Plus, it's pretty hard to say my last name. When you guys had Drew Montgomery on, my buddy Drew,
Oh yeah.
he struggled with my last name, and we're buddies.
All
so
right.
I get it.
Say your last name really quick because I tried earlier.
Yeah, Sarah Soli.
I said
Sarah
it right,
Soli.
boys.
Yeah.
Y'all
Sarah
were here for that.
Soli, you got it right,
Yeah.
dude. It's almost
Yeah.
like, yeah. Chris Vandalay does have a certain roll off the tongue, though, I do have to say.
It is. It's
Yeah,
nice.
I hope so. Yeah.
If this is the right way of using it, it has a certain je ne sais quoi, if that's the...
Parlez-vous français?
Oh, we.
All right, Jean-Michel Ryan and Ryan.
Yep.
All right.
Dude, so Chris, tell me, dude, I knew that we had talked in the past that you had done, like, this is your first time being a side man when you're in Kick Snare Crash. Like, you usually are the front man. So tell me about the Chris Vandalay Project, this song you just put out, and this all-star cast that you got on the studio album, who you recorded with and everything.
Yeah. So, I've been wanting to kind of do something, that I sort of fronted again, at least certainly from a studio standpoint, because I love playing the Kick Snare Crash, love being the keyboard player, love Drew's stuff, and it's a great experience for me, and I love playing with those guys, and will always continue to do it for as long as they'll have me. But yeah, I wanted to do something kind of on my own because I'm a songwriter first and foremost. And this particular song came to me. I was lucky enough to have it come to me in October, November, I think it was. And I kind of felt like it might be something to work with. And so I thought that would be the catalyst to go in the studio and record it. And I met Gavin Glover and some other folks. And So that was the reason for going in and doing it. And, Drew Montgomery plays guitars on it, and, he's a bud. So I appreciated him doing that. And it was kind of funny because Drew was also going to play bass. But when we were in there in the studio working on the tune, Gavin just picked up the bass and just started playing a part. And that was it. So that's how he ended up doing the bass on it. And then he plays this thing called a Rolly Seaboard, which is wild, man. It's like a MIDI controller sort of synthesizer, but it doesn't have like real keys on it. They're soft and like flexible. You can run your hand like across it. And it's got such a cool, unique sound, and that's what's being used in the bridge of the song. And he had showed it to me a while back when I visited the studio to check it out. And he's like, hey, why don't we try putting this on the tune? And I loved it. So we did that. And yeah. And then the drummer that's playing on the song is a drummer I've played with for a long, long time out of Chicago, and a good friend of mine. He was in the band The Vandalays, and after that we were in a band called Too Much Saturn. So I knew what he could do. I mean, there's no shortage of great drummers around here. Is there, Dr. Love Beatz?
I mean,
I'm telling you, man, there's so many good drummers here.
yeah, we're stacked.
We are. But, I've been talking to him about it, and he was like, I'll go in the studio and do the track. So that's how we ended up doing it, and I was happy to have him do it. But, yeah, that was basically it. And it came together pretty quickly, which I was very pleased with. And I thought Gavin Glover did a great job in terms of the actual production, the mixing, mastering, everything. And I was pretty happy with how it came out.
All right.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty. I thought it turned out really well as well. Dude, so you said you got somebody from Chicago on this track. Does that mean, so how did you get to the Upstate? That must mean you're not from here.
Yeah. So I moved here in January of 2021, and actually 2022, sorry. And my wife and I moved here, and we were just kind of like, we're kind of ready for a new adventure kind of a thing. And we were looking around for like places to live, cool, smaller cities that had all the things we were looking for. First of all, much better weather than Chicago, and lower cost of living, and just kind of a cool vibe. And we had visited Greenville a couple of times, and, we considered Asheville and some other places that were great too, but Greenville just kind of checked all the boxes. So we just decided to do it.
How did you hear? How did you hear about Greenville?
So, gosh, I can't remember now. I think it was a realtor on YouTube or something. I'd seen a video. I think that's what it was. And
was it Bob Tompkins?
No.
Oh, damn. Okay.
You know what? Maybe it was.
Because that's my buddy. I hope it was, dude. I hear about this a lot. He's got YouTube videos out that people talk to me about all the time.
Actually, it might have been.
That is fucking awesome.
Because we saw a bunch after that then too, because we kind of pursued it. But we'd also taken a trip to Asheville and hung out, and then we drove down to Greenville to check it out. And, yeah, I mean, there's a cool artistic scene here. There's a cool music scene here, much cooler than I think people that have been here for a long time even realize how cool it is. So, yeah, checked all the boxes for us, man. And that's how we ended up moving here.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, because I could totally see you. I could totally see you living in Asheville. So for you coming from Chicago and visiting both, and then being like, I think I'm going to go to Greenville. I mean,
yeah,
someone like me who's been here for my whole life, we miss out on some of these things. That's why more Greenville people need to travel and see we know what we got.
Well, and it's cool too, because it reminds me of like how the music scene used to be. In the Greenville area, there'd be a lot of bands that were touring, and a lot of them wouldn't stop into Greenville because they would pick Asheville basically every time. And proximity-wise, that would be the city they chose. But recently, I've seen that bands are trying us out, and giving Greenville a shot, and that's really cool to see. I mean, we're getting bigger, we're getting some bigger bands, and we're building bigger bands, more importantly, in the area.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and even some venues. I mean, Radio Room has basically doubled their capacity when they move into the new spot. That True Line is going to be opening on the West End there, which sounds like it's going to be a pretty cool venue. But aside from that, and I said this, when you did the Greenies, man, I mean, I said it there when a bunch of us were together. There are so many good musicians here. It blew my mind, and very supportive musicians too. And that's a component. That's a thing you don't find everywhere. You really don't. A place like New York or LA and Chicago, quite frankly, it's very competitive. And I'm not saying they'll cut your throat in Chicago, but they might. I played that scene for a long time, man, and it's definitely not like here. So lots of great musicians and a great scene, and I agree with you in that I think that a lot of folks here that have been here for a while really don't understand how good it is. So as an outsider, I'm here to tell you.
You hear that, UMMPod Nation? You recognize what you got. You got everything you need right here. Don't say you need to go to a music city. We got the good kind of music city right here, the one that you can have influence in and do what you want to do.
I think what you guys are saying is, I love Greenville, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina. So speaking of that, Steve Eager released a new song about Clemson. Did you boys hear that?
Are you're not joshing me right now?
I am not joshing you, and it's trending. It's getting a little viral activity there.
Okay,
Check it out.
Dude. All right, so that means we need to call Steve again. I did not know about this.
Yeah.
You're dropping bombs on me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm loving this.
All right, yeah, Chris
Is there any Chris
Vandalay
Project shows coming up that we can see on the books?
No, not really. And it wasn't really my intent to, put a band together or do that kind of a thing. When I first got here, I actually did do a solo set at in Kuwait. That was before I even hooked up with Drew Montgomery and those guys. I'm not adverse to doing that. I might, it's a possibility. And I'm also not adverse to doing a band thing at some point in time, but that's not like necessarily my goal. If it happens, I'd be super cool with it, but that's not exactly my goal. So the short answer or long answer, I guess, is no, not right now, not yet. But I do plan on doing some more stuff in the studio, though. I'm going to keep releasing some singles and get to the point where at least I've got an EP that'll come out to support the singles too. So
nice.
But I don't know what the timeline is going to be on that, but that's definitely a goal for sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got a personal vision one day. I want a Kick Snare Crash show where each person in Kick Snare Crash does their solo set with the Kick Snare Crash band backing them. So like Sunset Electric, your project, Kimball, you know what I mean? Yep. Like each, do like, all right, we're gonna do some, like Brandon's got his solo thing, so it's like, all right, let's do Kick Snare Crash, but we do everybody does a 30-minute set of their solo stuff or something like that. Kick Snare Bash.
There you go. I think I think you just came up with the name of a music festival, man.
Kick Snare Bash, brought to you by Upstate Music Mine.
Yes,
I love it. There you go.
Yeah,
you can hear that too, right?
Yep.
Well, awesome, Chris. Anything else you want to shout out, promote, plug on the show, dude? This is your platform, dude.
Well, going back to the Kick Snare Crash thing, when we went and recorded Better Than Before, we also recorded a new Kick Snare Crash single. And so we're completely done with the tracking. Gavin Glover just has to mix it and master it. So that's going to be coming out, a new single for Kick Snare Crash sometime in the next, I think, 2 to 3 weeks. We did What's the Point, which is really one of my favorites that we played. So you can look for that coming out too. And then, I'll keep everybody posted on social media and all that kind of thing with what I'm doing on my own. Right now I'm promoting the song as much as I can, getting some airplay in some places I know where I can get airplay, and it's already starting to happen, which I'm pretty excited about.
Awesome, dude. Getting that airplay.
All right. What are those social media handles for everybody?
So Chris Vandalay on Instagram. So that one's easy enough. You can find me that way. On Facebook, it's Chris Sarasoli. a little tougher. And those are really only the two main social media platforms that I use.
Well, Chris, we're going to play your song right now. So go ahead and introduce your song right now for the listeners.
All right, all you cats and kitties, thanks for tuning in to the podcast. And by the way, thank you to you guys for having me on and for doing what you're doing for the local scene. I think it's awesome. But I want to introduce my inaugural release for the Chris Vandalay Project. This is called Better Than Before.
Here it is, y'all. Better Than Before.
The moon was full, the air was thick, hazy street lights, late night morning mist. Trying to remember what brought him here to this. Trying hard to remember the things you shouldn't miss. They headed east, an hour past the lake. He said, don't it seem strange, this path we tried to take? Now I can dream the dreams that came before. He said, I'm having these dreams of those who came before, but I think I'm feeling better, better than before. I think I'm feeling better, better than before. I might be feeling better than before. I know I'm feeling better, better than before. Just above the hill. Now you can dream the dreams of those before. She said, I have the dreams of those who wanted more, and I know that I'll be better, better than before. I know I can be better, better than before. The moon was bright, the air was thick.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for being on the show. If you will, at some point, will you just email me that song or email that song to Upstate Music Mind
Yeah.
At Gmail.
at gmail.com?
Yeah. Text me the email, and I'll do. Or it's probably on the site somewhere.
I'll
Or
text it
whatever.
to you.
Text it to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, text it to me, and I'll send it to you right away.
Awesome. Cool. We'll add that in post-production, and we'll put it in there, bud.
All right, listen, guys, I really appreciate you having me on. I really do. Thank you, man.
Hey, thanks,
Absolutely,
Chris.
dude.
All right, you guys take care.
All right. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
Later.
Later, peace. That's what you did last week. All right. You're pointing at me. What's up?
That's what you use. This is the part where you usually go, and
And that was our interview with Chris Vandalay, which did relate to the Art Vandalay reference that we discussed earlier. So I'm glad we called that one.
You got it right, bro. You're good with pronunciations.
I read a shit ton of names at work, being a bartender for half my life here. So yeah, I've seen a bunch of them, and people do get pretty like surprised if you say something the right way. You know,
They're like, you're a professional name reader, on top of other things.
So yeah, man, Chris, that was a good chat with Chris.
I enjoyed that. Everybody, I enjoyed that song. I enjoyed that dude. He's a good person. I like all of his projects. So very cool. What'd you think, Bill?
Looks good.
See, Bill liked it. So that leads me to my next thing that I'm really excited about. This is a holiday. I don't know if you guys knew right now because school is in session still, but today is a national, actually international, maybe a universal holiday. It is 3/11, 3/3/11 day, 3/11, 3/3/11
day.
Yes, y'all. 311, the band, they started on this day. Yes, I've been to New Orleans to 311 day where they play 3 11-song sets, and
Oh, really?
I love 311.
Nice.
So shout out to 311.
What's your favorite 311 song?
Maybe like Who's Got the Herb, or like I really love Come Original because I like
Come
the
original.
message.
You've got to come original.
That's probably like just like the hits every time.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, on this day in music, 311 day. This is a little tidbit. I need to look up the exact year, but there's a certain year on this day, 311 did start as a band, and I'm positive about that. They started in Nebraska.
In Nebraska.
On 311 day was the first day they jammed.
That's why they're named that.
Omaha style, Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah, that Cornhusker State.
So normally when we do this segment, obviously, I
wait.
told you we're not used to video.
Yeah, because we're messing up. All right, y'all ready to do This Day in Music?
This day in music.
We just got that brand new song
We just got that.
from Matt Crisp. Thank you, Matt Crisp, for
Shout out
sending
to
us
Matt
the theme
Crisp.
song.
Thank you for that. We asked people to do it, and someone did it. So
That's
thank
what
you,
Matt said. So Matt is trying to listen to every single Upstate Music Mind episode. So he heard that we need a call, and he replied to the call with
This day in music.
Nice. That's what we needed.
it's perfect.
311 day. So it's March 11th. On this day, so we're not used to doing this with video, and we should honestly have pre-production meetings now. But in 1965, on this day, Tom Jones reached #1 on the singles charts with "It's Not Unusual to Be Loved by Anyone." You knew we were going to do that too. And honestly, the last few This Days in Music have not been that eventful on here. We're going to have to like do some outside research. We might even start doing just random stuff that happened today, not just this music, but anyway.
Yeah, if we can somehow do whatever happened in this day in Upstate history or something.
In Upstate history, yeah. Well, we did have the podcast, the Greenville History podcast on, so we can reach out to those guys again.
That would be awesome.
I mean, we get to run through some birthdays here?
Run through some birthdays, bud.
All right, happy birthday to Mark Stein. He was, of course, in Vanilla Fudge. What the hell is that? Do you guys know
Everybody knows about Vanilla Fudge. I have no idea who Vanilla Fudge
I know
is.
about them.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill, tell me, what is it? Is it a band or hip hop or?
Yeah, they're a band.
Okay, band.
Hippies band.
Hippies
like,
band?
okay,
In a way, kind of, yeah.
Okay, hippie band. All right,
Okay.
Vanilla Fudge. Okay, I can kind of get down with the vibe on it now. Okay.
Okay, a little oxymoronic kind of thing. Okay. Happy, I don't even know this.
I'm really excited about this one.
Tell me.
Born on this day, 3/11/1950, Bobby McFerrin. I love Bobby McFerrin. Y'all know him as
Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry.
What? I was just singing that yesterday.
To be happy.
We were just singing this kind of drunk. Anyway, me and my coworkers after work.
We played it at work the other day.
Dude, literally last night, like a few hours ago, if you can't tell from the bags.
Oh yeah, we got video now. Check out the
Dude,
bags.
that's crazy. That's crazy.
No, yeah, even, just YouTube a Bobby McFerrin video. Watch how he used to come to the Peace Center. He comes with no instrumentation but his voice, and it's like so like it doesn't sound like just a voice. He does so much crazy things with it. Not like the guy from Police Academy. It's still like musically sound, but it's
Okay.
Bobby McFerrin. Yes.
Well, happy 63rd birthday to Bruce Watson of Big Country.
Ooh.
I know a couple guys that call themselves Big Country.
Yeah, that sounds like feel like I know a couple guys, a couple big countries.
And happy 60th to
Oh, Vinnie Paul from Pantera, my drum brother.
here's a good one. This is one we all had a crush on, I think, in the 90s. Mm-hmm. America's Sweetheart with Glasses. That's right. Happy birthday, Lisa Loeb.
Lisa Loeb.
You say.
You say.
We need to. We can't keep going. All right. That was beautiful,
That
actually.
was good.
Thank you for going longer than I do, which I normally do that way too long. All right. Also, the brothers from Good Charlotte were born today. Happy birthday, Joel and Benji Madden.
That is so funny. I just started watching Joel's podcast. It was just pretty cool. He talks to a bunch of cool people.
When are we getting on that one?
Yeah. Shout out Joel. Please have us on the show. We're ready to go. And Who Am I will go on tour with Good Charlotte. So,
Yep.
whoa, another something anthem.
Happy birthday. And also, the last one is Latoya Nicole Luckett from Destiny's Child.
Oh, Latoya.
And we just said her name.
That was good.
I got one. Okay. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this day in music, I believe. It was
All right.
another.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping it up for This Day in Music.
This day in music.
Thank you again, Matt Crisp. Wow, man. What a...
All right. Well, this was a decent first run here, I think, right?
I mean, I enjoyed it. How about y'all out there?
We need to add more drops here. Yeah, man. It was fun. Pleasure talking to Chris. Good tune. Good chat. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a great 311 holiday celebration. Like, this was a nice break between me listening to just 311 music all day. So this has been great, man. Thanks, Chris, for being on the show. Thanks for Bill jumping on board here, being here.
Thank you.
Thanks for my buddy Ryan for letting me be on the show and doing this thing, bro. Starting the UMMPod Nation, the UMMPod leader.
And really quick before we sign off, the new sponsor that we're going to be getting on the show literally is going to be a third Ryan. And not just that. His name is Ryan Christopher as well. It's going to be 3 Ryan Christophers on the show. So when we do this interview, it's going to blow your minds.
I can't even believe it. This is so like, all right, you can't make this stuff up. We're in a Rye triangle of Rye Christopher triangle.
The Bermuda Triangle. Stay tuned. We're coming right back at you.
Triangle.
All right, we love you, UMMPod Nation. Stay tuned. We'll see you next week.
See y'all next week.